Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. My name is Stef. So, somebody wrote to me on Instagram asking about getting a job in the data sciences with Python, R, maybe a little ML, maybe AI. And what he has found is that the companies are looking for a solid background in engineering, computer science, mathematics, a lot of postgraduate degree prerequisites to get into these listings. So he's having a bit of frustration because he doesn't have this background, even though he's a coder. And this is something I touched on in previous vlogs with regards to job opportunities in the data sciences, in machine learning, and other areas of software development. You have to, first and foremost, look at the requirements that companies have if you want to go work for a company in terms of what your background needs to be to get into the game. You see, certain fields in programming, in development, require a degree that corresponds with that. So this guy has been finding out that to get into the AI programming and so forth, you're going to need some sort of computer science degree or mathematics, engineering, etc., as a prereq to get in there. Again, this has a lot to do to a certain extent in terms of the type of work you're doing, but it has even more to do with the place you're going to apply for a job, meaning certain companies, medium and large size companies, you're going to have HR departments. HR departments are going to have these type of requirements. I've seen it many, many times, regardless. You go for working for big companies, the HR departments who are filled with people who don't really know anything about development, but they will have these requirements put into place as a matter of protocol. And it's very difficult to get around it unless you may have a backdoor in there, which happens also a lot of times. A lot of people get hired because they have friends. So you want to look into that as well. Another way to get into large companies is if you can have a friend, can get you into an entry-level position that doesn't require the technical background, and perhaps you can work your way within the organization to eventually get to where you want to go in a couple of years. Now, this is a different approach, a 2-3 year approach. I have seen people do this many times, so this is something you could also look at as well. And this brings me back to a larger issue in that when you are looking at a career as a developer, you have to consider not just the money you're going to make. Of course, people look at data scientists and AI programming, they see big bucks. They say, oh my God, you can make an extra 10, 20 grand a year versus, let's say, a web developer, a typical web developer. But you also have to consider a lot of these jobs assume that you have this engineering degree or this scientific background, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas in web development, you don't need those degrees. And if you get really good at web development, you can move up very quick in terms of the salaries. Ultimately, the best situation, in my opinion, is to become a freelancer, become your own business owner. Now, that requires a lot more work initially, a little bit more bravery on your part, perhaps, and it's a whole different route. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to contradict myself just a little bit here. Yes, having a really good job can be pay off in a big way, but it's not like the old days where you're going to get a good job and you're going to be there for 10 years and 20 years. Chances are you're going to be moving around a lot. You have to expect in your career, you're going to have many different jobs in many different areas. That's just the way it is these days. So for me, being independent of a particular employer, being independent financially is the ultimate goal. Now, I am, because of my lifetime career, I am very biased in that regard. The last job I had working for somebody, I was 18 years old. I was a bouncer in a nightclub, and then I started my first business, and away you go. And I have never worked for anybody since that time. So getting back to the question was, if you want to get a job in AI and ML, you have to look at the local job requirements. That's what I do, which you probably find is a lot of companies, especially medium and big, they're going to require that you have some sort of related technical degree. So if you don't want to go through that process, the 3-4 years to go to school to do that, then you're going to have to look at other routes, which I gave you before. Another thing you could do is you could look at languages in development where those type of technical degrees are not required, and there's still a lot of money to be made, like in web development. It could be web development combined with social media work. It could be combined with like web development with WordPress installations. And there's all kinds of different things which I talked about. Freelancing is another thing. You could become a freelance developer in anything, really. You have to look, you might find small companies, startups who are looking for AI developers, and because they're startups, they don't have the money to pay 150 grand or 100 grand or whatever it is a year to get a guy who's got the technical degree, but they may hire you, at 50 and give you some equity position, and then you can get in that route with a startup if you want to work for somebody. So I've given you a couple of options here in terms of getting into areas of programming where typically you need a technical degree. To recap, you could you look at job listings and then you find out if you can maybe get in on an entry-level job. Maybe you know people on the inside that can help you with that. Of course, you could go to school. That's a third option. Another thing you could do is find smaller companies that may need people with those abilities and are willing to forego the technical background because they don't have the cash. So you take a bit of a pay cut initially, but you get yourself in, and there could be a lot of advantage to that. When you go work for a small company, there's a lot more freedom and flexibility there for you as an employee, and there's a lot more growth opportunity. And especially if you get in a company that's growing in its very early stages, 5 employees, 10 employees, there's a strong possibility of at least profit sharing or equity position that could come out of that. There's all kinds of opportunities. Or you could go pure freelance, where you start doing freelance. Now, freelance AI is probably a bit rare right now, but you never know. You never know. You could find perhaps some freelance work where you might find a company they want to implement some basic AI machine learning using TensorFlow, which is a pretty popular AI framework from Google. And there might be some things that you could plug and play with AI machine learning now or maybe a year from now. I don't know. You have to look into that. Again, my general philosophy about the whole development world and the business of development, whether as an employee, a freelancer, or starting your own company, your own SaaS, you have to be very well grounded in the foundational concepts and principles of development and programming, regardless of the languages. And then you'd have to be aware of what's around out there and just explore from there. The development world and the lifestyle of the developer is about flexibility of mind and being able to nimbly move around depending on where the demand is. But also, don't forget this, and I'll close with this. At the end of the day, I highly recommend that you really consider the type of programming that you want to do. You may find that AI looks kind of cool in terms of from the outside, but maybe getting into it, you may find that kind of programming boring. Maybe you might prefer building traditional web apps with an MVC framework, whether you use Node and Express.js, or whether you use PHP and Laravel, or Python and Django, or Ruby and Rails, whatever is good for you. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that when you go looking for work for larger, medium and up, bigger companies, medium to large companies, you're going to find yourself having to deal with a bureaucracy, HR departments, human resource departments, which means you're going to see a lot more requirements in terms of your traditional education. I think that's going to fade, by the way, in time. I think that's going to fade, by the way, in time, because when you got programs online that can produce great developers without needing to go to university, I think that's kind of it's a leftover from old school thinking, if you will. I believe that's going to go away with time, especially as there's going to be more and more of a demand requirement for people with development skills and technology skills. That's just my take on it based on 23 years of experience writing code and 29 years, almost 30 years of being in business. All right, I hope you find this useful and have a good day. Oh, by the way, I'm testing out IGTV, Instagram TV. So you may want to just go to Instagram, do a search for my name, Stefan Mischak. You can find my account. And I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to just try putting up little quick videos answering some questions, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute videos, something like that. And we'll see how people react to it. I already got a few up there right now. And so yeah, I invite you to go check it out. Join the Instagram, see what it's like. All right, that's it for sure. Ciao.